Peace and blessings, everybody. So today is an unusual live. I'm on the go today, but sometimes I get these what I call spiritual downloads, and I think it's very important when you get these sort of understandings or downloads or intuitions that come from a very divine place. I think no matter where you are, you have to sit down, receive it, and then the next thing I'm going to do is share it with you today. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is how we heal and the greatest healer of them all. And what I mean by that is quite often what people do is they overlook what is most immediate in front of them. They overlook the things that are really major keys in their life because these things we've been talked out of, we've been programmed out of, and a lot of propaganda has sort of pushed us to believe that we're not enough and that we don't understand what we're capable of and what nature is capable of. And so when we talk about healing, it's important to know and understand that our perception of healing is very different from where our ancestors were and what was intended for healing to be in our body, okay? In our life, in our spirits, in our minds, etc. And if you look and take a moment to do your research and look at the current situation we have in modern medicine, what you'll see and understand very quickly is that there is no healing in modern medicine. There's only treatment, and there's a huge difference between treatment and healing. They are not the same. And to give you my understanding of what the difference between the two is, treatment is the manipulation of your biochemistry. Okay, so manipulating your angiotensin II system so that you can lower your blood pressure. Okay, manipulating your hormones so that you can achieve a synthetic state of balance as it relates to your hormones. It means to suppress your immune system so that you don't have a reaction to something. This is a manipulation of your biochemistry. This is what modern medicine does. Okay. Now, there's a big difference between that, which is treatment, and healing. Healing is not only the correction of your biochemistry, so now you go back to the original state and what you were not only healed, but it's your normal state of being. But it's also important to realize that it's also going to a point where now, not only do you have the normalized blood pressure, not only is there balance in your hormones, not only is there, no need to suppress your immune system because your immune system recognizes itself as self, but it's also the correction in the spirit, the mind, and the body. So all three. Okay, so that's true healing. And there's a huge difference between treatment and healing. Okay, now let's get into what is the greatest healer of them all, okay? Because, we know that if you've been here on this channel, you know that I talk a lot about healing trauma. I talk a lot about the use of herbs. I talk a lot about, the importance of removing toxicity from your body, especially when you think about today in America where there's over 80,000 chemicals allowed in the food supply that weren't allowed 70 years ago. And when you start to think about the things that didn't exist 70 years ago, genetically modified foods, lab grown foods, all the chemicals, all the dyes, cell phones, computers, the radiation coming from that, the list goes on and on in terms of like the amount of toxicity that we're getting exposed to today, okay? But I also talk about deficiency. I can go on and on about all the different levels that we have to look at when it comes to healing. But here's the most important, bar none, the most important thing that plays the hugest role when it comes to your healing. The most important factor to your healing is you. You are your greatest ally, okay? You are the most important thing when it comes to your healing. It doesn't matter if it's trauma. Doesn't matter if it's removing toxicity. Doesn't matter if it's correcting deficiency. You are bar none the most important person in your healing journey. Not your doctor, not Dr. Bobby, not your wife, not your husband, not your parents, not where you currently are in your socioeconomic status. It's you. You are bar none the most important factor. Now, here's why I say that, and this is really important. People don't realize is that if you're trying to remove toxicity from your body, okay, that's what diabetics need to do, right? When they're sugar overloaded, all this sugar that is loaded in their bloodstream, right? They're trying to remove that from the body. That's the only way they can get the blood sugar down so that they don't have a diabetic coma, so that they don't start to develop, gangrene and lead to amputations, so that they don't start to, get that sugar in the eye and that lead to blindness, get that sugar in the kidneys and that lead to kidney failure, et cetera, okay? Same thing with blood pressure, same thing with cancer. The list goes on and on, right? It's important to know this is why you're so important in that healing journey. Because if you're attached, okay, you're living in an attached life and you're attached to the wrong things, you're attached to things that are not divine, then you will hold on to everything, okay? You'll not only hold on to the thinking that got you there in the first place, you'll not only hold on to the habits that got you there in the first place, but you'll hold on to the toxicity, the cancer, and the waste in the body as well too, okay? So attachment just doesn't just happen on the mental level and the handheld physical level, but it literally happens on a biochemical level as well too. And it's really important that we understand that. Now, this is why I say you are the greatest healer of you, okay? Because I always say that, like, who will heal the healer? Because people ask me, who do I use to heal myself? Well, I know that there's a divine spark inside of me. And that is what heals any and all and everything, okay? That divine spark inside of me that also exists inside of you is what heals everything, okay? So that means that God is in and of everything that is good, that is healing, okay? And so you're probably asking yourself, or you're probably going back and forth with yourself about, well, I'm not sure God is within me, okay? Some of you may not even be convinced, okay? Maybe you think that you're a wretched thing and that you're not good enough to say that God is within you. But let me just give you an example to help you understand this real quick. First of all, there's been several different studies, both anecdotally and also in observationally, and also in clinical trials, where we look at the placebo effect. The placebo effect is when you do a clinical trial and you compare the drug to like a sugar pill. Basically you compare a drug to nothing. There's nothing really in the capsule. And what we see, especially with cases of depression, and we've even seen this with cancer, we've had people who were misdiagnosed and told they had cancer when they didn't have cancer. And guess what? They developed cancer, okay? We've had people who were told that they didn't have cancer, but they actually did. And when they thought to themselves that they didn't have cancer anymore, they spontaneously healed from cancer, okay? So we know that the placebo effect is very powerful. And the placebo effect is simply you thinking that you're healing, okay? So your beliefs alone can heal you, okay? Laughter, a good life can heal you, okay? And just the same way, anxiety, pain, depression can make you sick, well, the opposites can heal you, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is going back to how we know, or I know, not believe, I know that God is within you as well as me, is because everything from my spiritual point of view is in and of God. There's nothing that is not touched and created by God, okay? Now that's a difficult pill to swallow because there's both good and bad on earth, but I believe that everything has a purpose as well too, all right? But I'm gonna give you this really quick example, and then you'll understand how God is within you and within everything by just showing you my life. Okay? If you look at my life, what you will see as I look at my own life and you look at your life, what you will see is that my thoughts, when I put my thoughts in something, that is part of me forever. All right. So if you've read my book, Life is My Guru, or you read my book, Education Over Medication, you'll see my life is in that book. Okay. Those are my thoughts. That book started from a thought and then manifested itself into a book. Okay. So even though that book is at home with you right now, and especially Life is My Guru, a practical guide to understanding what your life experiences are trying to teach you. All right? Even if that book is home with you right now, guess what? You get me with you. Okay? Even, 50 years from now, that book will still exist. Okay? One of my favorite books is The Alchemist, which was written in the 90s or the late 80s. Still one of the best sellers. Still one of the best sellers. And that's what I love about thought. Thought can manifest into something that is beautiful, okay? Something that is tangible, something that is of you and extends itself beyond you. So when I put my thoughts in something, I'm with that thing, okay? So same thing with my hands. When I build something, if I build a house, okay, the spirit of me, the thoughts of me, the sweat equity of me is now in that home, okay? If I put my love into a person, okay, they never lose that, okay? People will forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Okay, so that's what I mean by if I can do that on my individual level, if on my individual level, I can put my thoughts, my hands, my effort, my love, my spirit into a thing, if I could do that, then guess what? Shouldn't God be able to do that too? And didn't we all come from one source, which is God? And so because of that, that means that God is within you as well too. Okay? And if God is within you, then the ability to not only be omnipresent, to be omnipowerful, but also the ability to heal is within you as well too. So the most important thing on your healing journey, again, it doesn't matter if you're healing fibroids or low testosterone or high blood pressure or headaches or an autoimmune condition like MS or lupus, or you're healing, a skin condition, or you're healing diabetes. It doesn't matter what you're healing. Because God is within you, the most important thing that you can do is get yourself in alignment with your divine self. And that, my friend, is where all of the healing begins and ends, okay? Now, that's a very powerful position to be put in, because if you're capable of healing yourself, it also means that you're capable of making yourself sick too. It goes both ways, okay? Now you have to determine where you want to put your energy. Do you want to put your energy into making health deposits? Or do you want to put your energy into, taking seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years off of your life by being disobedient to the laws of nature and the laws of yourself, to being disobedient to self-care? Okay, so you have the power either way. And I want to urge you to embrace the power to heal not only yourself, but to be an example to heal everybody else around you by simply inspiring them with your own journey. Okay? Now, with that being said, I've empowered you. Okay? I've empowered you with the understanding that you are your greatest healer. Your doctor can't even heal you without asking you questions. He's gonna ask you, well, what brings you in today, and how long has that been happening, and when did it start, and how much of it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You are your greatest healer. You have to be willing to embrace the journey and to embrace that power. And they want to keep us powerless so that they can make us essentially lifetime customers. That's what the entire system is. The entire healthcare system is making you a great customer. Okay? It's not about healing, because if it was, we have plenty of examples of people who healed themselves of cancer, who healed themselves of high blood pressure. I had high blood pressure, sleep apnea, and was 50 pounds overweight. But yet and still there's drugs out there for like Ozempic for weight loss. There's drugs out there for, high blood pressure, and there's a CPAP machine for people with sleep apnea. So it's just really important to understand that if you don't empower yourself, what's going to happen is people are going to take that power and give you something that essentially makes you a slave to them. Okay? So I hope this has been something that will not only empower you, but inspire you to embrace that journey. Okay? And if you need help along that journey, I do have a group detox coming up. Okay? Inside of the group detox, we talk about these kind of things. We detox the body, we change the mind. You eat the way that we're designed to eat for 30 days, which cleanses the body of mucus, inflammation, and all of that stuff that is essentially taking away, your power, your energy, etc. You can join the group detox by going to drbobbyprice.com. Sign up for the 30-day group detox. The deadline to join is August 19th, and we begin in September. Okay? Really excited about that. So if you're one of those people who need good energy, support, because it also comes with an online support group, a meal plan, food list, the 30-day detox that I have, the full body detox that gets rid of parasites, yeast, etc. Go to drbobbyprice.com. I'll put the link in the description below, and we'll start this healing journey together. But remember, it all starts with you. You are by far the most important person. Not me, not your doctor, not your mother, nobody. Only you can heal you through your actions, through your thoughts, and through your constant discipline every day to remain in a state of healing and to remain in a vigilant state of self-care. Okay, so until the next time, peace and blessings and Godspeed.